Hi Year 1 families, welcome to week 3 of your home learning. This week we are starting a new story. We're going to be doing some learning all about Zog the Dragon, a story written by Julia Donaldson. Now this plan for your grown-ups has got lots of different learning opportunities on it, but please don't forget how important it is for you to be playing at home, sharing, learning to take turns and using your imagination, okay? Have lots of fun. So the first section of our learning this week is our maths. We are continuing with doing numbers up to 20, including doing some adding this week. So we're going to be thinking about adding by counting on, using different number bonds, and then making numbers in different ways. So watch the videos and then have a go at the activity sheets that follow. Then in English, this is where we can start getting very excited about our Zog learning. So on Monday, the 18th of January, your teachers will be reading you the story of Zog by Julia Donaldson over Zoom. And we are also going to be recording it for anyone that can't be there on our Zooms. So come along and listen to the story. Whilst you're doing the story and listening to it, you can have a little think about what might happen next. Will Zog get a special gold star at the end? And just thinking about Zog's journey through the story and what he is learning as he goes. After we've done all our reading, we've got some other activities for you to do, including sequencing the Zog story, retelling it using puppets, which you can create yourself, and then we've also got a little speech bubble activity where you can think about what the characters in the story might be saying to each other, what their conversation might be. And don't forget, when you're doing any writing, to remember those capital letters, full stops, and finger spaces, please.
And this week we've got some more daily super sentences for you to write. So there's a picture for you to look at each day and a question for you to answer. And there are 2 days this week where there's some really good pictures for you to do some sentence writing with the word because in the middle of them. So those days, I think, would be Tuesday and Friday. Okay, don't forget the steps to success when you're writing your sentences. So have a look at the pictures. Don't forget to use a capital letter at the beginning, a full stop at the end, finger spaces between your words, best handwriting, and extending your sentences if you can. And if you are able to include an adjective, that would be amazing.
This week in Phonics, we are continuing our learning about alternative pronunciations for some of our different graphemes. So, as you can see, there's a different one on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And on Wednesday, we're going to be doing some of our tricky words. You could even maybe practice your tricky word song at home. Now, Miss Vranek has recorded a video for each of the days for you to watch to learn about all the new sounds. And then don't forget that after you watch that video, there is a follow-up activity that you can do to just check that you've really understood those different sounds. And don't forget your daily handwriting practice. So we're continuing with our common exception words. So practicing those once a day and making sure that you are doing your correct letter formation, sitting your letters on the right place in the line, remembering those spaces between each word, and then a real challenge for yourself, having a go at writing them without even looking at them. See if you can get them spelt right. See if you can all be green mice with your spellings and handwriting.
Okay, for our science this week, the first activity for you to do is to watch a video of me. I went on a walk in Preston Park looking for signs of winter. So I hope that you enjoy watching it and afterwards can tell your grown-ups about one of the things that I spotted in Preston Park. After that, we'd like you to think a little bit about weather forecasts. Have a look at one on the television, see if you can see where Brighton is on the map, and what sort of weather and temperatures are we expecting for the following day. Also, see if you can see what's the highest temperature on the forecast map and what is the lowest temperature. Now, when I went to Preston Park, I found that the pond was frozen. So I've got a little activity, science activity for you to do this week, which is just to put a container full of water outside to see if it turns to ice. You might want to look at the weather forecast to see which night is going to be a very cold one, because that would be a good night to put out your container full of water. Then there's an extra challenge. Do you know what temperature it has to be for the water to turn to ice? Wonder if you can find out. Okay, and then another little thing, if you could leave a bowl of water out throughout the winter for the wildlife, it's really great. Just keep checking that it hasn't frozen up, because they still need some water to drink. Next week, science, we're going to be measuring rainfall, and we need some plastic bottles. So if you can collect a plastic bottle ready for next week, that will be amazing. Thank you.
Now, after you've done all that amazing learning, there's some other opportunities for you to explore and expand your brain. So, of course, we've got our reading, which is best to try and do every single day. We've also included some links this week to some other stories all about dragons, including the one that we did in our learning journey last term called Tell Me a Dragon. So it might be worth revisiting that and telling your grown-ups about the writing that you did about a dragon. And don't forget, the other thing we need to be doing every day is keeping active. So don't forget, there's the Real PE at home that you can access. Now, my favourite part of the day in year one is always activity time. So this week in activity time, you can have a go at watching Zog on BBC iPlayer. You could also have a go at making some ice bubbles on one of your cold, frosty winter mornings. So have a little go at making a bubble of ice. Very exciting. So if you read those instructions, it tells you how to do that. Then we have some Zog activities. So you can have a little competition at home to see who could be the loudest or the longest roarer, just like Zog does in the story, because he learns to roar when he's in year 2. Then you could also see if you could learn how to fly. So you could pretend using your arms as wings and see if you can flap them, how quickly you can flap them, see if you can jump really high as well. We've got to become dragons this week. And then finally, one of the other activities you can do is learning to blow fire. So when you are maybe going on a walk outside, you could collect some of the colourful leaves. There are still some around on the floor, and see if you can make a picture of a fire. You can then also look at collecting some sticks to go at the bottom. There's a little picture down here just to show you what it might look like. But get creative and enjoy. Enjoy all your learning this week from year 1. We will see you all soon. Don't forget to be green mice, everyone.